It is 8:30 and we are going to get started. Hey everyone, this is Eric with Rockin' H TV, session number 25. Tonight we are working on something special. We're going to make I'm going to teach you how to mask and tape off for two-tone paint, and we are using a Ford Louisville by Top Shelf Replicas. This is part of a project we've been working on in a video. This is one of the videos in a series. We're making an end-up grain truck replica that is actually a replica of a model from a truck that a guy in the Rockin' H No Secrets lab drove many years ago, and so I thought it'd be a perfect one to do a tutorial series on, and here we are. So what are we up to tonight? I'm going to show you first, just do a quick recap on where we've been and where we're going, and then we're going to dive into this, and the finale will be I'm going to take the tape off of one truck I've already masked, and you can see that live how well I did. Ooh, kind of spooky, isn't it? All right, so where are we at tonight? Okay, here is one of the two frames. This one didn't have an engine before last week. All I've done is stretched it. I haven't taken the weed burner exhaust off, but that will come. Stretch this truck out to a receive grain bed, and then the reason there's no wheels underneath this thing is because I haven't received the wheels yet. I should have had them last week, and the guy bought them from blah blah blah. Didn't get them to me, and that's fine. But there will be two hole buds that will be white to go on the back of this truck, and the fronts are going to be these stock DCP steers, just the regular old, or actually these are Top Shelf. These are the original steers. And then on the other one, I was going to do these differently, but I've decided just to make them alike. This one is going to have DCP steers and then two hole buds on the back of it. So at this moment, I don't have those rims. Hopefully next week I'll have those and we can get that moving forward. And then last week you saw me paint this, do the first coats of this, and I've done the assembly on both of these beds. So these are complete, and there's a complete tutorial series on rockinhtv.com. Shows you how to put this whole thing together. In addition, I also assembled the hoist while you weren't watching, and there's also a series, or a video, not a series, a video shows you how to assemble the hoist. While you were watching, I got this in the mail. That I showed you this last week, but here it is. And if you recall what I said, the whole thing works together as one symphony of 3D printed plastic to make it all fit right on a bed. And it's just, I really like the way this is designed. It's just, it makes me happy. That's all it does. So the beds are assembled. They're glued together. They're painted. They're ready to go to final assembly. And like I said, rockinhtv.com. You can see, just search for those videos. KN, how to assemble a KN, how to assemble a hoist. It's all right there on YouTube. Okay, and it's free. Oh, how do you like that? And then I think that's where I'm going to leave you. One of these trucks is going to have a wonky windshield because I broke one. But oh well. So I'm going to go kick on a light, and then we're going to get to assembling, taping. We're going to tape. All right, here we're going to go for a ride. Maybe. There we go. All right, get my power cord out of the way. My lovely pink power cord, gotta like that. Okay, now I tried something on this other one that I'm going to unveil for you in a little bit, that I don't know if it'll work on this or not. I'm hoping it will, because it just worked really slick. Okay, so the bummer with doing a two-tone on these trucks like this is if you're going to do the paint, you gotta put all this together and then hope that you get your lines to match. Well, that's a pain. It's hard. So what I did on the first one, and I'll show you as I take this apart how I did the first one. I don't know that I can do the same thing on this one, but that's okay. We'll make it happen. So on the truck, there's this light blue color on the outside. So on a two-tone, you put your light color down first. So here's light blue, and then you're going to spray over your dark color. So here's the dark color, all right? This is going to be on top of the light blue. And for a simple reason, dark over light covers well. If you try to put, say, a white color over this blue, you're going to put a million coats over it, and it will still, it's going to be difficult to cover up the dark color with a light. So you always go dark over light. Just keep that in your mind, okay? I'm going to be using this, I believe it's a 3M product. It came from a body shop. I've had this roll for a long, long time, and it just lasts and lasts and lasts, because you don't really use a whole lot of it in these trucks. Yeah, if I could find the end, we'll be in good shape. There we go. Okay, so when I normally do this, I just use more than I need because, well, I've got plenty of it, right? And then I keep a scissor around so we can cut the tape. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go over these fenders, because the line on this two-tone for this particular cab goes right here at the bend on the hood, and then it goes right to the crease on that fender. So the fender doesn't actually get any dark color. It's going to be this light blue color all the way through. And I'm just kind of laying this down gentle to make sure I get it where I want it. And I'm just going to wrap this around because I got way more than I need, and that's okay. And I'm using my super sharp X-Acto knife to pull that away. There we go. Okay. Then I'm going to come back around here, and then I'm just going to burn up the rest of this tape because I got enough of it. Or you can cut the excess off if that makes you happy. Do what you got to do. But I'm just using it up, okay? Then I'm going to come back in with my handy dandy scissors that I've seemed to have misplaced. Whoops. And I'm just going to kind of press that tape right here. Just pressing it down just like that, okay? So that's all I'm doing there. Then we're going to get another piece of tape and do the other side. And again, as I am so good at doing, didn't mark where I cut. There it is. And I honestly couldn't tell you why this tape is bent like that. It just got warm in the shop one time and then it did. Oh, there it is. And I'm going to do a favor for all of us and make sure that I don't leave that unattended again. Okay, going to come in here and just going to put that in there and bend it around nice and neat and gorgeous like so. Perfect. Now I'm making this look a little easy, guys. It's just having a good night with tape. How's that? There's been more than once I'm just fight it and still don't get anything gorgeous. There. Just kind of making sure that's in there so that silly stuff doesn't leave a crease, and then the dark blue goes over the light blue. Okay. Now here's going to be the bit of I think a bear a little bit. Now you notice I got to get a line. See, that's the problem here. We got to hold this together, and I'm going to just show you quick with my X-Acto knife a little bit here. Kind of what I'm up against. Okay, so somehow or another we got to hold this thing together so I can run a piece of tape from this line right here across the door and then down this hood and make it all work, right? So there's a couple of ways we can do this. The first one was quite easy, actually. This one's going to be a bit trickier because I don't have the same hood configuration. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take my fancy tape. We're going to give this a go, see how it works. So I'm going to put a piece of tape here on top of the hood. Actually, I'm going to turn that, I'm going to cut that down a bit more. Okay, I'm going to cut that like so. Okay, now we're going to come in here like so. Okay, see? All I want to do is just kind of hold that in place a little bit while I'm doing all my other work here. And of course, it's going to be a silly man and not stay in there. This is just part of the process here. Let's just get that done. There. Oh, maybe. All I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that tape. Maybe. I'll put that in there. Just to kind of hold this thing together, at least somewhat, so I can begin taping the rest of this. Okay, so this idea isn't working out as well as I'd hope, but you know, kind of getting the idea here, what a PIA some of these can be. Now, what we're going to do here, just to make things maybe a little bit easier, go into the helping hands. Perfect. All right. So now we've got that thing kind of in position, more or less. I think that's going to not work. Now I'm going back with another piece of tape, an extra long piece of tape. I'm going to follow the top of that door. And I'm going to try and sneak over here on that hood. Oh, come on now. Don't do that. Okay, so now you could, if you wanted to, you could mount this back on your frame. You could actually pin this to your frame, the hood, and then come in and screw the cab to your frame. You can do that and then mask off the frame so everything is tight and neat. That is a very good way to do that. Or I should say, that is a way to do that, to accomplish this task. And then you will not have the fear of this monkeying around business I'm doing. So just keep that in mind. You can do that if it makes you happy. Okay. Now, okay. So, okay, and then we need to come in and we need to put a piece of tape right below this fender and then go across, okay? Now you'll notice that hood, where that fender is, that's got a bit of an angle to it. Oh, and I cut that the wrong way. We had to try it again. Okay, so we gotta come in here. Okay. And we have this silly looking, we have this little goofy door hinge here. That's gonna cause us problems. So, I'm actually going to cheat a little bit on this one and go below that hinge, just because the tape will not lay over that hinge worth a dang, and it'll just cause problems. So we're just going to go below that hinge. Okay, it's not going to be exact to the replica or to the real truck, but it's going to look nice, and that's what's gonna count, is that this thing looks freaking amazing when we're done. Okay, and then I'm gonna bring that tape down just a little bit so my line across the bottom is even. Let me scoot this over for you. You can see right here below this tape, there's a bit of blue, this light blue here, and I'm using that as my gauge as to see just how accurate I'm being with the tape. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's go do the other side. Well, heck, we have a little chunk right here. Let's use that. Okay. Okay. No, no, that's not straight, and I don't like it. So we're just going to hold that. There we go. Perfect. Okay. I like you there. That's okay. We're going to do that. That's good. That's good. That's good. I'm going to cut off this little excess piece right here. Okay. Okay, cool. Now, what we're going to do is take this yellow tape and start cutting it in chunks in an effort to cover up anything we don't want dark blue. Okay. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. Alright. So I'm just cutting up this tape, and all this is it's called frog tape for delicate surfaces. And I think my wife actually bought this when we were doing some painting around our house or something like that. Anyways, I liked it, so guess where it went? And luckily, we've not done any painting jobs in my house. Thank goodness. It wasn't long ago, my wife says, we should do some painting in our house. And I said, great. You just paint it whatever color you want. And then she gives a lot of time away, excuse me, in our community and volunteers for lots of things. So she's not around just a whole lot. And when she is, she's exhausted. Which means there's a good chance I'm never going to have to paint. And that will be awesome. Okay, so we got that little chunk there. I'm going to come over here. Now you'll notice I'm not doing a very, very pretty job taping here. Oh shoot, kind of lost you there, didn't I? Sorry about that. But that's okay. As long as you get all the little nooks and crannies and crevices covered up, that's what you're after, okay? And I would admit though, the cleaner job you do taping, the less likely you will have any trouble with paint bleeding through weird spots where you didn't tape very well or this and that. So, I mean, I would tell you that just if you take your time and do a good job taping, it only pays dividends. It doesn't cost you anything to take more time taping, and the net result is just wonderful. So do take some time and do it well. That way you just save yourself a lot of headache down the road. Okay, let's get that tape right there. Let's get that to lay down. Get that to lay down. And we're going to come around here. A nice big chunk. And then I'm just going to wrap this. So what I want to do here for you guys, because we're already bumping up against time, is I'm just going to, well, I'll tell you, I'm not going to bother with that, just because at this point, all you really have to do is follow these lines and then just use larger tape. You can use the frog tape like I'm using, or something else that's not going to take off your base coat, and you're just going to wrap it around here and then do a nice job putting this on, because like I said, it costs you nothing and it pays great dividends if you take your time and do it well. And then you're going to shoot your other color. Okay, so let me show you what I did here. Now remember, this is a short hood. The one we were taping there was a long hood. So what you can do before you shoot color over this is you can go and shoot 1 or 2 coats of clear over top of that, and what happens is that clear is going to get in any crack or crevice that maybe didn't adhere very well, and then it's basically going to seal off all the lines, and then you can go over with your second color, and then when you peel it off, you shouldn't have any bleed or anything like that. I didn't do that. I'm really trusting in my taping skills tonight, so I didn't bother doing the clear coat before the top coat. Okay, so here is the short hood and the big end veil. So let's go ahead and take this apart. And basically the steps I was just showing you is what I did on this. Okay, there's really nothing. Everything I do. You just saw it. Okay. Okay, you can see all my blue tape here. Okay, I need to get me a tweezer quick. Here we go. All right, let's see. Just gonna cut. There we go. Oh, moment of truth, moment of truth. Look at there, boys. Woohoo! Can't beat that. Oh, here, let's get that in the shot so you can see if I goofed it up or not. Come on. Let go my ego. All right. Yeah. Come on out of there, you dog. I guess I did a better job than I thought. All right. Okay. Real still, there it goes. Look at 2 sides. Oh, shiz! Woohoo! That's why you tape it. That's why I tape those together. Huh. All right, here comes that one. All the way around. All the way around. Boom, baby, boom. Oh, baby, look at that. That is cool. Ta-da! There it is. Two-tone Louisville, and voila, there it is, Johnny. Check that out, man. I'm actually didn't expect it to go that well. Woohoo! All right, that is pretty dang cool, man. That is pretty awesome. Okay, all right. Ooh, thanks for the love there, people. That was kind of freaky. And I even got that back. Now you'll notice the back didn't come out quite as beautiful. It's goofy on the back. I admit it. It's goofy on the back. But the bed, you know, in the good old days, they didn't even wrap these all the way around a lot of times. That color would just stop over here at the post, like right back here someplace, or at least the ones I've seen, that two-tone, it stopped back here someplace, wouldn't go around the back of the cab. So, yeah, there it is. Okay, this is freaking awesome. Cool, cool, cool. So, what do we do from here? This one gets a little clear coat, and, well, I take that back. Take that, sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. Kind of anxious. We're going to go in and put detail across the lights. We'll take our fancy dancy chrome pen and do the door latch right there. Then we're going to come in and with that same fancy chrome pen, we're going to do the inside of the headlights, bleh. And then we'll clear coat it and be ready for final assembly. So you have seen me do some of those things in the past. Okay. So I've already got videos showing how to do some of the detail work and all that. So I'm not